Now with this past semester going fully online and all of our classes now being held on Zoom, there have undoubtedly been a couple of changes that have had to come to my note-taking system. As a senior in college, you would have thought by now that I would have nailed down exactly how I take my notes for every single class, but let me tell you, every time I enroll for a new course, something undoubtedly changes in my routine where I have to adapt my note-taking method for that specific course. However, in today's video, I'm going to break down a couple of methods that I use while I'm taking notes for a variety of my classes. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, if you've been watching the channel for a while now, you guys obviously know that I've been taking the majority of my notes on my iPad ever since I've been in college. For me personally, I think making the move to go completely digital not only optimized my entire workflow, but has helped me manage all of my notes for my different courses for the entire time I've been in college. That's why this past year I invested in the iPad Pro with the brand new Magic Keyboard. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, this combo has changed the way I take notes for all of my classes. Now, I've made several videos talking about the iPad Pro specifically, but I think where it really stands out is the addition of the Magic Keyboard. This not only helps me take better notes for my classes, but if I'm writing essays, doing some research for my thesis, or planning out presentations, I'm able to do it all efficiently on this Magic Keyboard, and it honestly draws me towards using my iPad much more than my traditional MacBook. A little side note is that this Magic Keyboard does work with a cheaper iPad Air version, so if you guys want to see a review on that tablet, make sure to leave a comment down below so I can go and try and pick it up. So enough talking about tech, let's get down to how I actually take these notes. Although I've been a college student for almost 4 years now, what I can tell you is that there isn't going to be a single app that will take care of all of your note-taking needs. That's why I use a combination of these apps and interchange it based on the course that I'm currently enrolled in. And those apps are going to be Notion, Notability, and Adobe Acrobat. Now first off, let's talk about Notion. I think this is probably one of the best implementations of my workflow and my note-taking strategy. Basically how I use Notion for school is I've got a class notes folder that's divided into separate pages for each of my different classes. Then within those pages, I've also made sub-pages for lecture notes, drop-down menus for the different assignments that I've got going on, and then also added pages for my precept and my finals. I think the great thing about Notion is that it makes all my information centrally available so that I can access it on my phone, my iPad, or my laptop. In addition to that, the fact that you can just implement so many different pages, drop-down menus, to-do lists, really make Notion the most powerful tool for note-taking. In addition to that, you can also just drop the link for your Zoom meeting so that when a class is coming up, all I have to do is open Notion and go directly to that link. Obviously, there are a ton more features that you can use within Notion, but that's really just scratching the surface of how I use it for notes. If you guys have figured out any cool tips or tricks while using Notion for your note-taking, definitely leave it in the comments down below because I'm always interested to see what other people's setups are like. Before I really started implementing Notion, I was really using Notability for the majority of my coursework. I think by far this is definitely the most useful app if you're doing any sort of hand drawing notes, graphs, diagrams, or anything where you're going to be using the Apple Pencil. For me personally, since I was taking a geology lab this semester, I basically imported every single PDF into Notability so that I can mark it up every single week we had a lab. Since Notion doesn't have the built-in usage of the Apple Pencil, Notability is still the main app I use for any hand-drawn notes. However, Notability isn't nearly as good if I didn't have my Paperlike screen protector. They're the sponsor of today's video, but they've honestly been a huge game changer when it comes to taking my notes on my iPad. As I mentioned in my geology course, I had a lot of different equations and models and graphs that required me to hand draw these, and the Paperlike screen protector literally made me feel like I was writing on paper. It's got a great matte finish to it, and pairing it with the Apple Pencil is honestly an unbeatable combo that is not only great for note-taking, but if you're an artist or a graphic designer, it's honestly one of the best accessories you can get for your iPad so that you can draw, paint, and design as if you were actually using it on real paper. In addition to that, if you buy a Paperlike screen protector, you actually get 2 of them in the package so that if you have a friend that has an iPad, you can definitely gift one to them this holiday season, or if you draw a lot on your iPad, you can definitely change it out if it starts to wear out. Guys, if you head to the link in my description, you can actually get your Paperlike screen protector today, and it's a great addition for any students out there who like to handwrite their notes. And finally, let's talk about Adobe Acrobat. This is a powerful PDF editor that not only allows you to combine, organize, rearrange, or edit your PDFs, but for me personally, since there's a lot of lecture slides, especially when it's around final season, I found that it's super helpful to just combine all of these PDFs into a single binder, so it makes studying for finals a lot easier without having to have 10 PDFs open. In addition to that, as I've been writing my senior thesis, obviously I've been having to do a lot of research, and that requires me to do a lot of literary reviews of different articles, so using Adobe Acrobat to highlight important topics, add comments if I need to go back and review this at some point, or take out a couple of pages as an abstract, Adobe Acrobat makes that all a breeze. Now finally, a couple of last apps that I've used in my note-taking strategy are obviously going to be things like Google Doc and Google Drive. Google Docs is great if you're doing any sort of brainstorming, you're writing an essay, or you just have to write up a short assignment. Having everything centrally located in Google Drive allows me to access it from any sort of device. And then finally, the last step of my note-taking strategy is going to be handwriting them on a notebook. This right here is a Chae notebook which has our iconic pattern, but this is where I've handwritten formulas and equations that I need to quickly access. Having a notebook is also super important so that anytime I get a last-minute video idea or I just need to jot down a quick note, I always have a notebook available. And if you guys want to get your hands on this too for this upcoming semester, definitely head to the link in my description, and if you use the code STAYGOLD10, you'll get a discount at checkout. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this note-taking video. I hope this gave you a better look into how I've adapted my note-taking strategy now that all my classes are online. If you guys have your own strategies that you've implemented, definitely leave it in the comments down below because I'm always looking for ways to help me out as a student. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like down below, subscribe subscribe for more videos, and as always folks, stay gold. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.